Are they wronged or are they just plain wrong? Tessa?
I think it's non-binary insofar as the way it's cast in our media in particular, and by the way, then projected all over the world with our headlines surfacing in countries where it's not comfortable viewing, doesn't look good on us as Brits. This is one of our most famous national institutions. It's not about are you anti-Harry and Meghan or pro-Harry and Meghan. You're right, it's much more subtle and complex than that. But what's happened is a deeply emotional, unhappy couple exited an institution that was proved not to be fit for purpose. And that is a travesty, given just how important they are to, as I mentioned, our global brand. They were found literally sleepwalking, and we're going to be paying for this for some time to come.
Kelechi, do you agree that it was really more a problem about the nature of the institution than about the nature of the people who entered it?
Definitely. I think that the monarchy is antiquated, it's outdated, the practices are really draconian, and yet we persist in trying to keep up all of this pomp and all of these ceremonies. And I want us to maybe take some time to think about the fact that maybe Meghan was the perfect person to enter that institution to show us the things that we should have noted much early on in terms of like the history of the monarchy and everything else. I think that they saw what, you know, they basically made a macrocosm of the microcosmic like things, interactions that we have in the day-to-day in Britain. Okay, so I'm not surprised.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Greetings to all Sussex squaddies around the world. The story of Meghan Sussex and her journey with the royal family has sparked global conversations. Her strength, resilience and commitment to positive change have not gone unnoticed. This isn't just royal gossip. It's about a couple who questioned tradition, stood up for their values, and challenged the relevance of the monarchy in today's world. Let's examine both Harry and Meghan, drawing on the insights of Tessa Dunlop and Kelechi Okofor, as we explore how their actions have prompted a new conversation behind palace walls. Historian Tessa Dunlop highlights the courage at the heart of Harry and Meghan Sussex's story. Harry and Meghan Sussex, above all, showed remarkable bravery in the face of adversity. Dunlop argues they left an institution unfit for purpose, one too rigid to embrace positive change. The monarchy, Dunlop says, was sleepwalking, unable to recognise the need for progress and inclusion. It failed to adapt to the vision of a modern couple eager to inspire change, held back by tradition, and slow to meet the public's evolving hopes. In this view, the problem wasn't Harry and Meghan Sussex, but a monarchy unable to evolve as they led by example. Their departure wasn't just personal. It exposed the monarchy's resistance to renewal and sparked conversations about the need for progress. Dunlop's perspective credits Harry and Meghan Sussex for challenging the institution and highlighting its failure to adapt. Writer Kelechi Okafor argues that the monarchy is an outdated institution, one that has struggled to keep pace with modern values and diversity. In her view, Meghan Sussex, especially alongside Harry, could have been the perfect person to enter and help transform that institution, thanks to their courage and commitment to positive change. As outsiders and advocates for progress, Harry and Meghan Sussex's presence forced the royal family to confront issues it had long ignored, highlighting just how out of step the monarchy had become. Okofor sees Meghan Sussex and Harry not as disruptors, but as catalysts for overdue conversations about race, class and tradition. Conversations the monarchy, in its outdated form, had avoided for too long. Their arrival didn't create problems. It made the royal family's long-standing issues impossible to ignore, exposing uncomfortable truths that had been hidden within an institution resistant to change. Harry and Meghan Sussex's story became a way for society to question the monarchy's relevance in a modern, multicultural Britain, prompting many to demand that this outdated institution evolve. According to Okafor, Meghan Sussex and Harry brought to light truths the monarchy preferred to keep in the shadows, using their platform to push for a more inclusive and updated future. The debate isn't just about blame, it's about the qualities Harry and Meghan Sussex brought and the urgent need for change their experience exposed within an outdated monarchy. Dunlop's argument goes deeper. He suggests that the monarchy, despite its grandeur and tradition, often prioritizes the preservation of its image and customs over the well-being of the individuals within its walls. In the face of these challenges, Harry and Meghan Sussex have shown resilience, choosing to prioritize their own well-being and values. Meghan Sussex, much like Diana before her, was expected to suppress her individuality, to blend into a system that values conformity over authenticity. Instead, she and Harry chose to embrace their unique voices, using their platform to advocate for causes they believe in and to inspire others to do the same. The royal family's complicated relationship with the press only intensified these challenges. Despite relentless, often hostile media scrutiny, Harry and Meghan Sussex have spoken out about their experiences, raising awareness about mental health and the importance of support in the face of adversity. For an ambitious, independent woman like Meghan Sussex, the absence of a meaningful role within the royal structure was glaring. Rather than let this stifle her, she has forged a new path, championing charitable initiatives, producing impactful media, and empowering others to find their voice. The monarchy's rigid hierarchy and strict rules left both Meghan Sussex and Harry feeling isolated and trapped. Together they made the decision to step away, supporting each other and building a life where they could speak freely and pursue their passions. This was not simply a personal conflict or a matter of clashing personalities. It was a moment of transformation. Harry and Meghan Sussex's journey has inspired many to question outdated systems and to seek authenticity, even when it means breaking with tradition. The institution expected Meghan Sussex to adapt, to mould herself into its traditions, but she and Harry have demonstrated that change is possible when you remain true to yourself. Their actions have opened doors for important conversations about inclusion and progress. Ultimately, Harry and Meghan Sussex's willingness to challenge the status quo and share their story has contributed to a broader dialogue about growth and acceptance. Their journey stands as a testament to overcoming adversity and making an impact beyond the palace gates. But there's another side to this story, one that's just as passionate and deeply felt. Many see Harry and Meghan Sussex as courageous, bringing fresh perspectives and much-needed change to an institution often criticised for its resistance to progress. Meghan Sussex entered the monarchy from Hollywood, a world where self-expression, individuality, and advocacy are celebrated. Harry, too, has long shown a willingness to challenge tradition for causes he believes in. Together, they brought a spirit of openness and adaptability, using their platform to champion important issues and encourage honest conversations. Their desire to launch new initiatives and use their voices for positive change was a bold step within the confines of royal tradition. Navigating strict protocols and a rigid hierarchy, they showed resilience and adaptability, challenging an institution often seen as outdated and inflexible. By sharing their experiences through interviews and documentaries, Harry and Meghan Sussex opened up conversations that had long been kept behind palace walls. Their willingness to speak out brought attention to important issues and exposed the lack of transparency within the monarchy. Supporters argue that Harry and Meghan Sussex recognised the need for the monarchy to evolve and bravely took steps to modernise it. Their efforts to balance tradition with progress highlighted the challenges of reforming an institution resistant to change. When their hopes for support and flexibility weren't fully realised, Harry and Meghan Sussex made the difficult decision to step back. Rather than simply walking away, they chose to redefine their roles, continuing their charitable work and advocacy on their own terms, outside the constraints of royal expectations. This perspective questions not only the value of duty and tradition, but also the monarchy's reluctance to adapt and its impact on personal well-being. It sees the institution as slow to change, often prioritising image over the needs of its members. Ultimately, it's a perspective that interprets Harry and Meghan Sussex's actions as a necessary challenge, demonstrating that being royal should not mean sacrificing individuality or remaining silent in the face of outdated norms. Meghan Sussex and Harry's story has become a striking example of the ongoing tension between tradition and modernity. Their entry into the royal family was not just a personal milestone, it forced both the monarchy and the public to confront the values that continue to shape Britain. The royal family's identity is deeply rooted in history, ceremony, and continuity. Yet, Meghan, Sussex, and Harry have advocated for issues like mental health, equality, and authenticity, values that reflect the concerns of today's society. Their presence has exposed the gap between the monarchy's traditions and the realities of a changing world. The journey of Meghan, Sussex, and Harry brought these important conversations to the forefront. Their openness about their experiences sparked global discussions on race, mental health, and the role of the press, highlighting the challenges faced by a centuries-old institution in adapting to modern expectations. Now, the question is not whether the monarchy can connect with a diverse, progressive public, but whether it is willing or able to do so. Despite the efforts of figures like Harry and Meghan Sussex, the royal family faces ongoing scrutiny over its relevance in a society that increasingly values openness and change. Their actions have ignited a passionate debate about the monarchy's future, raising questions about bias, mental health, and inclusion. For many, Harry and Meghan Sussex represent a challenge to the status quo, a call to examine whether tradition and progress can truly coexist within the institution. For some, their story is a modern cautionary tale, evidence that even the most established institutions struggle to embrace change and confront uncomfortable truths. The story of Harry and Meghan Sussex underscores the tension between Britain's historical legacy and the demands of multiculturalism, progress, and inclusion. They have become symbols of a nation questioning how to balance its traditions with the realities of a modern society. Their journey continues to provoke dialogue in homes, workplaces, and communities, prompting reflection on what it means to be British in the 21st century and whether tradition and modernity can move forward together within the monarchy. Though Harry and Meghan Sussex have stepped back from royal duties, their story raises questions about the monarchy's willingness to change. Their experiences invite us all to consider whether the institution can adapt, or if its future depends on confronting its own limitations. So, where does this leave us? The debate over Meghan, wrong or wronged, will continue, but her impact on the monarchy is undeniable. The royal family can no longer ignore the questions her story raised. Its future depends on whether it confronts issues of diversity, mental health, and the relevance of its members' roles. For society, Meghan's story has opened up vital conversations about media, race, and power. There are no simple heroes or villains here, just a complex human drama that exposed the vulnerabilities and flaws of an ancient institution. The monarchy's future is uncertain and depends on its willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. But for Harry and Meghan, this is not the end. It's a new beginning. Their ongoing work and influence continue to spark discussion, challenging old structures and offering hope for a more inclusive future for the royal family and for all of us.